my name is Sushi Dash and today I am here to guide you regarding recovery of shares. So let's begin. Firstly, let's get an overview of recovery of shares. Earlier, investments in shares were carried out via physical share certificates. The investment made in a company in the form of debentures or shares by the investors was granted in a physical form. Such debentures or shares, being in paper form, were difficult to store and were easily losable or destroyable. There could be various reasons for such unclaimed shares in physical form, such as stolen shares, lost shares, unclaimed shares, forgotten shares, death of an actual shareholder, and dismantled shares. Many people in India invest their money into shares and forget to claim them, or many of them expire before claiming them. So, to resolve these problems, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs introduced IEPF, which is short for Investor Education and Protection Fund, to make sure that the unclaimed shares can be transferred to and received by the right person. At Swarit Advisors, you will get a complete assistance for all your doubts and queries related to recovery of shares, issue of duplicate shares, name deletion, transfer of shares, transportation of shares, etc. And will also help you in recovering your unclaimed shares. Now, let's get an understanding about IEPF. IEPF, or Investor Education and Protection Fund, was introduced by the Central Government of India to protect the interest of investors and promote awareness. IEPF is established under Section 125 of the Companies Act 2013. The unclaimed or unpaid amounts belonging to the company's investors are pooled and credited into IEPF. The IEPF is administered by IEPF authority consisting of the chairperson or the CEO and such other members, not exceeding 7 appointed by the Central Government of India. The IEPF authority manages the IEPF funds and maintains separate accounts and other relevant records relating to funds as prescribed under the consultation with the Controller and Auditor General of India. The funds of IEPF are the amount accumulated or credited to IEPF in accordance with the provisions of the Act. The IEPF authority will utilize and spend money of the IEPF funds only for the purpose prescribed under the Act. The Controller and Auditor General of India will audit the accounts of IEPF. The authority will forward the accounts with the audit report annually to the Central Government of India. Now, let's discuss the eligibility to apply for recovery of shares from the IEPF authority. Any shareholder whose unclaimed shares have been transmitted to the IEPF can claim the refund of shares by simply applying to the IEPF authority. However, a claimant can make only one consolidated claim regarding the company in a financial year. The aggregated claim should include the data of various folios from the same company. When the claimant is the nominee, legal heir, or successor or the registered shareholder, they should ensure that the company completes the share transmission procedure and issues an entitlement letter before filing the IEPF claim with the concerned authorities. Services offered by Swarit Advisors: recovery of shares, transfer of shares, unclaimed dividend, transmission of shares, issue of succession certificate, conversion of physical shares to demat form, recovery of provident fund, recovery of insurance claims, recovery of duplicate share certificate by listed companies, claim updating and deleting of shares, recovery of mutual funds, and transfer of disputed shares through NCLT. For a detailed explanation in regard to the list of services I just stated that are provided by Swarit Advisors, kindly visit the link to the service page attached below. Now, coming back to the topic, let's talk a bit about in detail regarding recovery of shares. Recovery of shares is to claim the unclaimed amount of shares, and this unclaimed amount is transferred to IEPF, which can be claimed only after following the proper procedure prescribed by the IEPF and MCA. Swarit Advisors will provide you with end-to-end assistance from filing the application to getting a refund from the IEPF. Now let's talk about what are the documents that are required for recovery of shares from IEPF. Documents to be filed by the claimant while applying for recovery of shares are as follows: claimant's information, details of the company from which the amount is claimed, details of shares to be recovered, details of dividend amount to be claimed, details of claimant such as Aadhaar card, citizenship passport, OCI, PIO card number, etc., bank account details linked to Aadhaar card, demat account number, and documents to be submitted by the claimant for claiming of refund are as follows: printout of the completely filled form along with the signature of the claimant, copy of acknowledgement along with SRN number, indemnity bond with signature of the claimant on non-judicial stamp paper of amount specified in the Stamp Act, original advance stamp receipt with claimant and witness signature, original share certificate, Aadhaar card details of the claimant, entitlement proof, in case of NRIs and foreigners, passport and other details, cancel check, demat account list copy. Finally, let's discuss the procedure for recovery of shares from IEPF. Step 1. Document submission in the portal. The claimant or client willing to apply for recovery of shares must submit the required form with the documents to our team Swarit Advisors. Step 2 would be the submission of claim for a refund. After submitting the required form and document, the claimant is required to submit a copy of the form in an envelope titled Claim for Refund from IEPF Authority to the IEPF nodal officer or registrar of the company along with the required documents. Step 3 is claim submission to IEPF authority. After submitting the documents to the company's IEPF nodal officer, the company is required to prepare a verification report within 15 days from the submission of the form. The verification report is then required to be submitted to the IEPF authorities along with the documents necessary to proceed with the recovery of shares. Step 4 is receiving the refund. After the report is submitted, the IEPF authority decides the claimant's reimbursement within 60 days from the submission date. The IEPF authority issues a refund for recovery of shares when the claimant is entitled to those shares after seeking permission from the competent authority. The IEPF officer sends a bill of paying the claimant and the amount which is to be credited to the demat account of the claimant. So that concludes our video about recovery of shares. For more such information and queries that you may have, contact Swarit Advisors from the details provided below. At Swarit, we have an excellent team of experts who can assist you as per your legal queries. You can also comment down below any of the questions that you may have. For more such videos, subscribe to our channel. Thank you.